Just about. Okay. So, hi everyone, I'm Brianna, and this is Grace, our judge here, and we are going to be going through our open waterfowl and open all others, so our guineas and our turkeys. With that, I'll go ahead and start by sharing some of our sponsors for the show. We've got a whole bunch of them, and if you've listened to the other live streams, you kind of know this feel, but give them a lot of thanks. They do so much for us. We would not be able to run the show, keep free entries, and everything else without all of our sponsor support. So huge thank you to our gold and silver sponsors. So ShowPro Farm Supply, Stromberg's Chicks and Game Birds, Pips and Chicks, Thieving Otter Farm, Bryant's Roost, Hideaway Hatchery, and Colladoodle-Doo Homestead. These are the highest levels sponsors that we have, and the sponsor goes to pay our judges. Our judges all get paid for the platform fees and costs, so we have to pay to stream, things like that, and it helps to go and cover the extra cost for any awards that didn't get sponsored. And then for our silver sponsors, we've got Well Qualified Homestead, and then we've got a couple of grand sponsors. So these sponsored our rosettes and plaques and other awards for our best in show. So today, our best overall in reserve waterfowl and our best overall in reserve all other are going to be getting those rosettes and awards. I believe Ashley Hefty is our judging, like our awards chair this year, and she's ordering all awards, and she's done a fantastic job. I believe we have wooden like plaques going to go out shaped like chickens, so kind of fun. And we also have a whole bunch of class sponsors as well. So these will sponsor. We have rosettes that go out to everyone who wins best in class, and these are sponsored specifically by different companies. I had a couple questions of people asking if they would get awards for best of breed this year, just because of the new platform, new style for sponsorships, and the new awards chair. We decided to just leave it as best in class or above. So if you get your best light duck, best heavy duck, or best duck, best waterfowl, they'll be getting awards. I'll mail them out at the end of the show. So for today, the order I know I posted it on Facebook, but the order is going to be ducks and geese, and then we'll do a best overall waterfowl. We'll take a quick break. It'll probably be like 10 minutes or so, and then we'll jump into the all other. So that'll be our guineas and our turkeys. So those will be coming later on in the show. And yeah, with that, I will go ahead and let Grace introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Grace Ellis. My maiden name is Madsen, and so I always say Grace Madsen-Ellis because my dad is also a poultry judge, and we do this a lot together. He, however, was like, absolutely not, no virtual show for me. So he just doesn't like the technology side of it. But a little bit of background on me specifically. I grew up in Missouri. We had pretty much everything that you can imagine. I never would show like geese. I've shown ducks, and I've shown turkeys and all those other things as well, but mainly bantam chickens. So my grandpa started my dad in this kind of fancy poultry industry in the 80s. And then when I came around, my dad started taking me as soon as I could walk. And so I've been going and showing for 30 plus years. My dad in 2011, I believe, got his ABA license and then his APA shortly after that. And so it kind of inspired me to see a different side of the industry and kind of spread my passion for it. So I got my license in 2019, my American Bantam Association license, and then I just passed my American Poultry Association test in April. So I am now, I think it's like one of a handful, probably like 7 or 8, 9 women that are dual licensed. And there is another father-daughter team that beat us to the punch, but we are the second father-daughter team to be dual licensed judges. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I love poultry. I think it's a cool industry. I think it is more manageable, more affordable than some other livestock. Especially right now, it's fair season in Missouri and Oklahoma. And I think I've always thought I actually did show other species of animals. I showed pigs, I showed steers, I showed goats. And to me, I always came back to poultry because it was more manageable. It was less expensive. I didn't get hurt as often. So I enjoy this. I enjoy having something to do with my dad. And then I've made several really good friends throughout the years, being involved in showing and then now as a judge as well. So, but I mean, if you have other questions about anything personal, I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, that's kind of just the basics of why I'm here and how I got here. So.
Yeah, we're really glad to have you, especially being able to judge not just waterfowl, but turkeys, the guineas, and everything. PA. We really, really appreciate it. So,
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I will be the first to admit this is my first virtual show. So there might be a little bit of a learning curve, or you know, I do want to mention before it starts. I know that the birds I'm judging today, as far as waterfowl, turkeys, and guineas, are not normally handled in a show. But it does make a difference when you can see a bird in person. So it is, I mean, I could down the line pick something different because that bird is moving and it's a live specimen instead of the pictures that I'm seeing. So have grace for me, please. Please.
Yeah, and someone put out there, I think it was a couple weeks ago, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but you need more than that to describe a chicken. And I think that's a great way to put it. You can tell a lot from a picture, and it's fun to kind of judge and get feedback on it. And we try and make it as close to a real show as possible, but nothing trumps the real thing. So
I mean, I'm always even with my, you know, when I get up to my really good specimens of waterfowl, I always get in and handle them a little bit because I want to make sure what I'm seeing from the outside is what I can feel as well. But I mean, with chickens, you obviously pull all the chickens out one by one, and it really does make a difference as far as the judging process goes. So
absolutely.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to try this. I'm hoping for good things, so we'll see.
Yeah, and it seems like everything on your end and on our end is loading properly, so hopefully it'll go pretty smoothly. And yeah, as we go along, people watching, if you've got any questions, if you want more feedback or are curious why she did what she did, go ahead, put them in the comments. If there's like a mistake, sometimes we had like, it doesn't save it when you click it, so it doesn't show up as like, it shows up as a reserve and no first or something like that. Let us know, catch it right away, and we'll make sure that we get it addressed and hopefully get all your questions answered so you guys can learn. I've got my standard here in my popcorn. I'm not as familiar with waterfowl, so I always like listening to the judges.
I've got my big standard out, and I mean, I think that's also something to realize too. Like judging is one of those things that I admire when people take out their standard, even at like live shows, because it shows they care about what the animal is supposed to look like, and not just oh, that's a nice chicken or a nice duck or whatever. So I do also. I'm sitting at a desk and have my large APA standard out, and so I'll probably be flipping as I go. I raised a lot of waterfowl, but there's some of them that I didn't, and probably some that I will see that I haven't, either seen in person or raised in person too. So
yeah, absolutely. And with that, let's get started with it. Go ahead.
Okay.
And I will put the order in the comments and the links. You guys can all see these, and it's live. This and
And I apologize if you hear my dogs are in the other room, but they will probably bark throughout what's going on today.
no worries. All of them there.
Oh yeah.
His dogs were in the background. You could hear him whining every once in a while.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to talk through this just a little bit so you kind of know where my head is at. Looking at, young male Welsh Harlequins, to me, there's an obvious one that kind of sticks out as what a old male should look like. It's this bird right here. He has the full coloring. What these other ones are going to be good, but they're younger, and so the coloring is way different. I do see a lot of potential in several of these, as far as like their wing barring, their rings around their neck, the straight bills. As far as the kind of angle straight down, this one has got a great body station. That one is really caught my eye as well. And kind of going back to the first bird, it you can see like here the wing barring is not as clean. It right here at the end of the wing feathers where his body is connected, it slopes down, and so you really just want that kind of streamlined. And so for my first place, when I'm on the picture, I just click just since this is my first one, do I just click the placing for it?
Yep, you can just click the placing all the way down through top 5.
Perfect. So this male I'd like his head to be up a little bit more, but is more of what they look like, the ideal grown Welsh Harlequin to look like. So this one is going to be first, and then let me look at the other ones we had. Same kind of thing with these. Like the pictures are hard. This one, I feel like has some good coloring, but because of how it's standing in the photo, I don't know as far as like what the streamlined bodies would look like. So like for me, I don't feel comfortable giving this bird as high of a placing as, say, this bird, who is, streamlined, disposed. It looks like a I mean, you want the picture I'm looking at to look like the photo in my standard as well. So, I really like this male as well. The nice wing barring right here, good lacing, things like that. I am gonna go back with this male I was talking about for a second, though. I really like his balance as an overall bird. And again, how they're standing in right in this picture is what I got to judge. So for this one, he's not a bad male. He's got a really nice bill shape, neck curvature, and a streamlined body, but then right here at the base falls apart for me. And it just doesn't look like a balanced bird. So third probably have to be this male right here. Fourth is going to be this male right here. Fifth is going to be this male right here. Okay. Bree, do I just go to the next group then when I'm...
Yep. And then you can go, like, if there's any issues or anything, you can go back to the previous group as needed too.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So, Scott Perry would just like to say great and thanks for being here. For the comments we got on there.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. It is kind of it's a weird but almost nice thing to do virtual because I didn't have to drive anywhere. I'm in the comfort of my own home, so I do like the perks of this a little bit. As long as all the technology is working, I feel like there we go. That will be
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping we're getting, like, each show we get some of the kinks worked out and it's a little smoother. So
yeah. So a Welsh Harlequin female. I know these are young birds, and but really, like, this female right here is too dark. So for me, that puts her color and even her type, as far as going through her type. Her head is all right, but then her body again kind of falls apart down here at the bottom. This one is really great coloring, but again doesn't have like that upright kind of station in the photo. They're all, I mean, funnily enough, they're all kind of standing the same way, so they would probably all get same points for type. I really like this female's coloring. She's not too light, she's not too dark. This female is really great as well as far as the sheen and the wing barring. So let me take a second and decide between those two. I really like this female right here. I hope that she develops into, I can see the potential for her developing into a really nice hen. She's got the coloring. The type is, I think, maybe just the photo placing. Slumping. I'm sure they get nervous when you're taking photos of them. To me, this one goes more to the bottom of the class just because of the unevenness in color here, the wing barring not as solid throughout there. Also just being, in general, they are lighter than this when they're at maturity. So she needs to be, for me, at the end, and then this one will get a second. Make sure they're in place. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're seeing the old males, which are supposed to have the white ring around their neck. This, the station is better. So let's look at these. Looking for that, bright legs, bright bill, green head. I'd like this bird to stand upright a little bit more, but I like him a lot. He's a really nice bird. And then it's a little hard to tell the color, but I can see like the back coloring right here for sure is very smutty. Not able to see that as well. Same kind of thing. This one is a pretty good example, though. You may look at it initially and say he's not as smooth coloring as he should be, but they're actually supposed to be kind of colored like this. So this one is pretty good. And then I feel like, he's really good too. Again, got the nice bill, bright feet. To me, he stands up a little straighter, so that wins him some points in my book. I don't know what I would call it, speckling, or right here is, to me, it throws me off. Because Welsh Harlot just a little smoother. Like he's got, head looks good, ring around his neck looks good. He starts to get a little, it's dark, which they're supposed to be right here, but it continues that down. And then this is very off-putting. I would say between this male and this male. I really wish I could see some of his coloring a little better. So I see his coloring perfect. And all right, so this one for me is going to get first. My second place bird is going to be this one. I'm going to do this one as third. And then down here at the bottom is going to be fourth. So again, the Harlequin ducks are supposed to be, lighter. This might be a little bit too light because you're supposed to be able to distinguish a head coloring, a faint white, and then kind of that same coloring up here down below that white ring down to the body. So she's a great type though. She stands really well. She's super balanced. I like her type quite a bit. Excuse me. I am enjoying some of the names that you guys are naming your ducks, though. That's funny.
It is one of my favorite things to go through and just see what the names were.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing that we don't get to do in a show, like a floor show, is the animals, they don't have their names on their tags, but I think that would be kind of funny if they did. I really like this female's type. Is really great. Maybe a little bit long, but I mean they are supposed to be, so. She's got really good wing barring right here. I like this female I saw first. First. I do like this female as well. She's probably my second. And third. Fourth. I do kind of wonder also that, like, some of these pictures, you wouldn't be feeding the animals at a show. So some of the photos entered, you can tell they've been eating or drinking, which does throw off the balance too. But I'm gonna go ahead and do her. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I've lost track of where I was. 1, 2, 3. I've got 4, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do this female as 5. All right. Okay, now best variety. So we've got our cockerel, our pullet. Young drake. That's our young drake. Yeah, young drake, excuse me. This should be the female, the young female. Sorry, I was confused. Am I seeing? So I'm seeing the top 2 for each.
It'll
each class. I'm seeing. Okay, so I just need to
Yep.
decide. Okay, perfect. I figured it out. Sorry, it was throwing me off for a second.
Nope, you're all good.
I thought I was just.
And then you'll just need
best
in reserve. Yeah.
Best in variety. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Otherwise, it'll pull, like, if you place like 3 of them, it'll pull the top 3 for best of breed.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with your young drake as best variety. I love this. I love this duck's type. She's really typed very well. You know, stays that consistent width from right at the base of the neck all the way back to the tail, which really is what they're supposed to do. He, you know, narrow up here, gets a little wider, almost standing more like a call duck, more horizontal. Again, he's that kind of long and for me as a judge too, just to kind of where my head is at, is I always look at three main categories when I'm looking at a class of birds, and I look at type, so breed type, condition, and color. And of the three of those, type weighs the heaviest amount of points. Even in the, I mean, I can have that opinion, right? So, but if you look in the standard, it also on the scale of points weighs the heaviest is breed type. So for me, this female has better breed type than this male. This male has better color than this female. They both look to be in pretty good condition. And so the category that weighs heavier is the type. And I'm going to go with reserve as the female right here. Okay. Best of breed. I think I gotta go with this male. His color's better, his type's there, his condition's there. He's got, you know, 3 pluses for me. Okay. Now on to Chinese geese. All right, these are young males.
Are there other light ducks to do first? Sometimes they jump a little bit.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Like it went from ducks to geese, but this was my next group. So
if you go down on the little thing, is it okay?
It's categorized that way, I think, because it's also in the category of light, but it is. I mean, essentially, I can do it in the order it goes in, and then I can just pick. I can hop back and forth if that. I mean, if that works for people, or is it in a show order?
There's not like an official order for it. So if you are comfortable doing that, we can do that. Otherwise, I'm thinking if we do it that way, it may be your geese for light then.
It may be what?
It may think that there's best light, both geese and duck in the same class.
Right. That makes sense. So I would like khaki Campbell.
Yeah.
Is my next one. All right, so let me hop down and I'll do light ducks, khaki Campbells. That probably will also help me from flipping as well so much.
I can update that on my end. We'll just eventually need to refresh the page. So
okay, so just let me know when I can do that, but I'll do this. Does it start with the old male of the khaki Campbell? Yes. Okay. And like on this one too, in relation to, neck length, head size, the body is very kind of disproportionate, I would say, just from the photo. This one is a lot more proportionate as far as the neck length, head size, and then comparative to the body. So this will be your first, and then this male second. And then khaki camel female. She's going to be the only one in this class, so she'll be 1. I don't see any major disqualifications. Between Bluebell and Frank. And Frankie. I guess, well, between Bluebell and Frankie. My best male, best female. I really like this male. He's standing great. His type is great. His color's there. So Bluebell will get first. Now it'll be comparatively to this male that was second to this female. And I gotta say that I probably like the male a little better. Female to me is a little narrow right here at the base of the neck and then gets wider throughout. I would like to see that width carry through the whole body, and he's got that going for him, so 2. And then best of breed obviously will be this male. Okay. To magpies. Got my young males, 2 of them. I'd like to see a little more clean coloring on the top of the head and throughout the body. Same kind of thing. But I feel like type and coloring wise would be this one here. Check something real quick too. So, interesting too, because magpie is really like the males and females look pretty identical. And I like that separation. There should be like an Oreo, like kind of black right here. Then wings are white, white tipped wings, and then the tail is black, but then white down here on the bottom. So I like this female's coloring just a little bit better. Or the male, sorry, excuse me. Best of variety will be between this male right here and I'm gonna go with this male up here as first. For me too, I mean, I think the second place beats the first in that age category. And this is our magpie class. Oh,
I'll go ahead and refresh your page, sign in again, and then the ducks go away. Or not the ducks, the geese.
Okay. So a show, right?
Yep. And then if you go to judging, and then a couple questions. Just, is there a schedule for the open large fowl? Open large fowl is done. Open bantam judging, we're looking at the 19th. I've got to get that confirmed yet. We've got Mr. Brian Knox that'll be judging. And so fingers crossed the 19th will work, and it will be all day. I can tell you that right now. We've got like 1,000 some birds to go through. It will be all day. On the showmanship winner announcements, I've got the scorecards tallied. I've sent them to the awards coordinator. I'm just waiting on a final confirmation from Miss Fry, our judge, to make sure that the tallies are correct. She wanted to look things over and just make sure that her first day was consistent with Monday and just scoring is needed. So as soon as I hear back from her to go, I'll be good to post them. I'm guessing things aren't going to change too much, but I don't want to go ahead and post results and then have her change a score, change a placing, and change there. And then do we bantam ducks? No, bantam ducks I think are going to be somewhere after light ducks. They might be right after light ducks. They may be after heavy. I could be wrong there. But we'll go through the rest of these. We'll take a short break and do goose, and then we'll do another break and do our ducks or our turkey and guineas.
All right, and just correct me if I'm wrong. I scrolled down because I did the magpies.
Yep.
And then my next
go
is
ahead.
Perfect. Starting the runner
go.
Go back. It may not have.
Says the judge for the play. Sometimes, especially if you're fresh, so click them and double your things, and they all updated the way they were supposed to.
Yeah, I think that one was the only. Campbell. Oh. I wonder, did they
have changed orders when we went and refreshed? Because I don't think so. I
think the only one that didn't save it is this one. So we'll see. Okay, perfect. I'll start the runner ducks. And really, these are going to be they're babies, so it's hard to tell what they're typing. Runner ducks are standing vertical, eyes on top of the head, kind of things like that. So honestly, at a show, I would probably, if I had ducks or geese or anything, really chickens that were this young, I probably wouldn't place them. I don't know that I'd disqualify them, but I would just leave the card blank. Is that an option?
You don't have to place them either. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm just not going to place them. They're too young to show. They still have their duck down feathers. So, and then this one will be.
Didn't have a hard age limit. Best practices are for them to be fully feathered, but and we did have a fun show with chick options if people wanted to put chicks, but
it can be fun, but I feel like the younger when they aren't at least having their adult feathers is nice.
Yeah.
To me, babies need to stay at home and continue to develop. So
yeah, the fun show for anything is just public voting. So there's there's kids with costumes. So we had a chick, like the cutest chick one, I think was an option in there. I could be wrong, but I know for sure that was where a lot of people put chicks. So
like this. Only thing I don't like is his tail angle is kind of at a weird angle. I do like this one though. I love the different settings. Oh yeah, she's nice. I could see that wing coloring a little better, but I love her coloring her tail straight up and down. I like this female a lot. It's going to be the this one right here is going to be first and then second. Best of breed. I've got my white and my gray. Look at them a little closer. I really just like this female. She's going to be the best of breed. And then the white for reserve. Oh, I guess I don't have to pick a. Do I have to pick a reserve of breed?
You can if you'd like to show up last page.
I did save my magpie.
Perfect. Good.
Ratings too. So here's this. Okay. So now we'll do best light duck. I've got five to choose from. I'll look through those real quick. I've already obviously looked at and told you what I liked and didn't like. So I mean, really, also going to be between. I really like this Welsh Harlequin. He's going to be the champion light duck. So whoever he belongs to, congratulations. All right, we'll look at Bantam ducks.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I saw the numbers.
Yeah.
And I am really am a lot more familiar with the Bantam ducks. I'm going to turn that off because the sun is setting.
We're all good.
All right, there we go. Okay. So for the mallards, again, like I already said, kind of, I'm not gonna. it takes a lot for me to disqualify a bird, but this one still's got its down, so I'm just not going to place it. Goose. I do like the names. They're cracking me up.
And then Grace, Scott asked if there will be a reserve light duck champ or a reserve of
A reserve
class.
light. Do you want me to? I need to go back and do that. Yes.
You can do that if you want. You don't have to, but especially if you want it to show up on the.
I normally would. I just didn't know if you wanted just the top winner to go on for champion waterfowl. But I'll place the. Thank you, Scott, for. I placed the gray runner as reserve. Oh, she's beautiful. Mm. It's hard to tell on either one of these ones. They look a little. I like this female better. She's kind of got, from the picture, I don't know that it is showing, but just the lighting and everything looks like a little bit of a curve to her bill. So if that actually is curved, just make sure you watch that. This female right here is going to be the best variety. Yeah, I would. I'm a teacher. I didn't tell you guys what I did for a living, but I teach 7th grade social studies in Oklahoma. And I never want to give out disqualifications, but I also don't want to tell you things that aren't going to help improve your showing, even if that means the virtual showing. So for me on this one, I'm going to have to DQ. I can't see a side profile standard type. I gotta be able to see that. So it's not helpful if I don't tell you the truth.
And then, Grace, did you choose a reserve of variety and reserve of breed?
Or
my guess would be the mallards, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, was that all the mallards we had then? Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
reserve of variety. Oh, this would be for Welsh, the person.
I can go back up and look. Yeah, I'll look and see.
That one is the old female, so it would be the next one. Next slide. Yep.
Okay, so I've got a best. And then
I think the first time through you did choose a reserve, and then the second time through.
Yeah, when we
so you already said it. I don't remember which one you picked.
I know when we refreshed it, it didn't save it. So yeah, I think I went with the female. Oh no, I did not. I'm so sorry. Can I change that?
No, you're all good. Go ahead and put third, and then put whatever one you chose as second.
Okay. I went with that male on the top, and then this female. I did do second down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a reserve. She would be reserve variety. And then this would be,
Sounds good.
I mean, best of breed would be the same standing.
Yeah.
And reserve breed is the second. So I will pay a little more close attention to that. Okay.
You're good. So the person saw you pick it and like say which one you were gonna choose, and then it just didn't like click all the way through. So
Okay. Yeah, just let me know if I missed something or if it's not showing on your end for sure.
yeah.
Okay, that has a best in reserve variety. That has a best in reserve breed. Best in reserve. And then this one would be the reserve breed. Like I said, learning. It's the learning game. Thank you guys for being patient. I did best light and reserve light.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you. Okay, best of variety. This previous group. So it was that female that was standing up. That was she'll be my second. I DQ'd that one. Is this just no entries, just keep moving? Yeah.
So if you place one of the previous ones, won't pull anything.
Perfect. Never mind.
Yeah. You're all good.
Thank you. All right, and then this will be. I mean, it goes in the same order as the varieties. This will be the best of breed. So, Black East Indie, male. I really would like a little more, a longer neck on this bird. Yeah, this is a pretty one. I'm gonna go with this male right here. She's pretty. Hard to tell with the cage too. I still like that male. Oh, that did something really weird. Go back. Okay. It was only Cindy's. Okay, now for best of variety, which will also be best of breed. I like this old male right here. Yeah, I gotta go with the this old male for best variety and best of breed. Reserve variety is gonna be this female right down here. I like her type a little better. And then it'll fall the same in your breed category. All right, call ducks. Got the white. I'm not in like this picture. The wings are placed weird too, so I don't know. Nice little face on this one. This is a really nice class of white young call drake, excuse me. I'm impressed. The quality is there for sure. That's the other thing too. I would like to mention. Judging by photos is harder. I've looked at obviously pictures of birds, and friends or people that are trying to get better have sent pictures of birds. I would say one of the challenges of a bigger class like this would be not being able to see them in person side by side, to see kind of size-wise what we're comparing them to each other. I like these two males quite a bit as well. Two. Really, really like this call duck right here. Nice little puffy cheeks. Have a little bit more of a neck, but I think it's just how he's standing. Really pretty body shape. That one's going to be the first place of the class. And then I go back up here to these ones. I love the short bills and the faces on these. It's going to be number 2. Number 3. Let me go back out so I can see. Number 4. Number 5 right here. Okay, young females. Really what I'm a call ducks, I'm looking for that short, compact kind of head. I want the cheeks to be round and kind of puffy. And then, horizontal body, nice curvature, balanced. But the head on a call duck to me is the first thing I look at. Bree, did this one just has a?
Yeah. So there were some of them that didn't, like if they tried to enter after the judging period, or there was a short section between where entries weren't working, and if they submitted it in that time frame, it wouldn't come through. I tried to catch most of the people with emails. Yeah. I didn't get all of them.
Okay, so just
and what I said in the last one, just you can leave that one, and what I said on the last one, if that is their duck, and they can email me a picture after, and I'll forward it to you for comments. But just try and keep it fair.
I can definitely comment on it later. But yeah,
Yeah, for now, just judge the birds that are there. So
what I see. Perfect. Okay. Mm. To me, this bird is a little long in the beak, a little long in the body. Is just why these birds kind of place towards the bottom, and then, first and second had that compact head I'm looking for, nice round, full cheek, short beak. Nice. These are some nice white claw ducks. I can't tell on this one as far as eye color or if what's going on, but I mean, the eye color to me is a little off, so I don't. It's either it looks blue, which they're not supposed to have. So just be aware of that, whoever's bird is this one. From my end, it looks blue. It may not be, but oh wow, this one's nice. The old male is. Make sure I got them all. This male right here is going to be jump out as an obvious winner for me. Good profile, good balance, great head on that duck. I like this male. He's a little deep, but I mean, that's also okay. He's going to be my second place. I love it when you can see in person or in photos, you can see, like, I call them dimples, but I mean, it's because their cheeks and their feathers are so round, and it shows that right there. That's a great sign too when you see that. This one has it as well. You can see it by his eye and down his cheek. Just the way that the feathers on the head look. I'm gonna go third on this guy. Good balance. I feel like I would like this duck if I could see her from the side a little more, or see, the length of her body and bill. So because of that, I'm going to do 4 and then 5 on that one. And then I've got my old females. Looks like we've got some that didn't show up just on that end, so I'll pick from what I've got. It is started raining and storming here in Oklahoma City too, so if you hear thunder or storms, that's what's going on. It just started. The dogs were barking, and I looked out the window, and it's raining.
well, we had that last night driving, and it was very much not fun.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm like, well, it's all right. There are worse things, I guess. But If my internet or something happens weird with the connection, that's probably why.
Sounds good. We'll make it work. But fingers crossed it stays
Yeah.
working well.
Yeah. Is there Bree on this one, this class right here? It looks like the same exact one entered twice.
Sometimes that happens,
Okay.
and if they did do that, I just DQ'd one of them so it wouldn't pop up again, and then
or just not place it.
Yeah.
Okay, just place one and not the other. Okay. Thank you, Austin.
I was gonna say we've got Austin just jumped on with us too, so he'll be helping everything and make sure that things are going well.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Austin's on our judging committee, so he helps coordinate everything with Grace, and he taught with Grace, found our wonderful Waterfowl judge. So we're really glad to have him here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Austin is the reason I did it. I mean, I also just want to have I can say I now have the experience in judging a whole virtual show, right? All right, best of variety. It's gonna be should all be on my left-hand side of my screen. I'll zoom in so we can see them. Just those. Really, really like this bird. I like this one too, though. Whew. I think for me, it's between the two males, and there actually is something in the standard that says, you know, they're pretty comparable in type, color, condition, and they're very, very close on points. If I were to actually like lay it out and, you know, do the point scale, the older specimen would be the one that would be picked. So I'm going to go with that one as my best variety for the whites. And this male is hard to beat as well. I'm going to do reserve variety. Maybe double check. I do like this female too, though, so hold on. I know I marked it, but I'm gonna switch it. Sorry. He's gonna be sick, or she's gonna be second. All right, gray call ducks. I can tell this bird has better type, even though it's kind of a funky angle picture. Better coloring, better barring through his wings. He's gonna be first. I do like this at home too because like I got a little chilly. I can put a blanket on my lap, right? Like make myself literally at home while I'm judging. So that's kind of fun.
Oh yes, I would have something going on in the background, a little notebook I'm writing things down on as I go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's cool. Ooh, I think these birds are probably sisters. Very, very similar. Hmm. I like this first one right here. Oh, there's more than that. I'm so sorry. There's more than two. Regina George, your duck. Mm. To me now on this call duck, um, she's a little too short. Like you want them like chunky. They're you want them chunky. You want them looking like a little ball of feathers, but you also do want a little bit of length of back and body, more than what she's got for sure. And see, that's a perfect example from the previous does have a good length, and then you can tell she's a little too short, and then you go to one that's a little more balanced. But these top two for me are the first two are going to be in my top. They have a really good conformation. I like this female right here, coloring and third. And really, she places at the bottom of the class just because it's she length of body. She's cute as can be, but unfortunately, I can't pick the cutest ones, right? I gotta pick the other ones are pretty cute too, but I gotta go by the standard though and what we're looking for in balance. Bree, how are we doing on time? Am I doing all right pacing wise? Do I need to just start kind of going through classes and
You're doing pretty good. If you want to up a little bit, there's a lot of calls to go through. Otherwise, pretty
I'll
good.
just
Yeah.
I'll just kind of then go through the call ducks because I've already explained kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go through the call ducks and make my clicks.
Yeah.
If I'm talking at this point, it's probably because I'm talking to myself. So, 1, 2, 3.
And if anyone is curious why she's placing or wants feedback on their birds, go ahead and throw it in the comments. We'll jump in and we'll make sure that you can get a little bit more on it. So if you're watching live and you want some comments, go ahead and let us know. Grace, just so you know, you are muted. So we can't hear you if you're saying something.
Yeah. Oh no, I muted myself on purpose because then I can talk to myself and not feel like a crazy person on this thing. So
You're good to talk to yourself.
Yeah, if I have something like I want you to hear about or if somebody asks a question, I'll get it unmuted. But not like
sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to make sure it was like on purpose. You weren't trying to explain a whole bunch of things and we just didn't hear it. Do you want to go ahead and just explain for the bigger, like, best in, this is best in variety.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was gonna get on here. For best call duck, I went ahead and went with the gray female. I think that she has really good body conformation, good head on her.
Ooh, I think you froze up there. While we wait for her to jump back on, hopefully the storm issue and out of internet. There's a background, like we use like different like stock videos or stock songs, and there's a background music option called "Feeding the Ducks." I didn't come up with them. I figured it would be pretty fitting. So. It looks like her internet probably went. I had Austin here. We'll go ahead and jump on.
She said.
Oh,
sorry. She said that it's low power. It's flickering. She'll hop back on soon.
Okay.
So hopefully soon.
Her power comes back on.
Hopefully.
The owner was there.
Ron and Abby.
Yeah. Abby, I didn't see Abby. Brian was there.
Okay, now I just see. Yeah, she lost power.
What's funny? Kate still gives me shit about that night.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
You don't know what Rick and him both said? You were.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I thought you were
No, like, a week later, he's like,
And if worse comes to worse and we don't, I hate rescheduling things. It has been a mess of scheduling so far. I know, let's see, we'll do that. But, it's been a mess of scheduling so far, but if we absolutely need to, we can reschedule. If she loses like permanent power, and we'll just wait if she can jump in. I'm getting a video call from her now. So hopefully, Austin, you can hear from her. Let me jump in on my phone and see what we got. Virtual shows can be great. Okay, said it's a little bit longer. I'm gonna go ahead. We'll pull both of us out of here and call her really quick. See what's gonna happen. If there's a good day, we can reschedule. If it works for her, we may be able to do tomorrow and run both shows at once. We don't want her to rush back on, especially if she's got like storm damage or stuff that are going on. So just hang tight. We'll be on in a second. These things kind of happen. So. Okay, so not ideal, obviously. Thank you for the people still watching. I talked on the phone with Austin, and Austin had also talked to Grace. So the game plan for right now, she's out of power. It looks like it's gonna be a long time, and she's for sure gonna be back on today in the next couple of hours. So what we're gonna do, we're going to make it work. At the end of the day, all the birds are going to get judged. We're going to try and shoot for tomorrow morning at 11:30. That'll give us a little bit of time to get the quail show situated, started, up and running. I'll be on the main quail show. Austin will be on this show starting at 11:30 again tomorrow, assuming her power gets back on. If power does not get back on tomorrow, we're going to look at into the 19th. So tentatively, we're doing open bantam the 19th. We'll jump her on the same thing. It'd likely be 11:30, so we have time to get open bantam up, running, going. And then we'll have a second person on here. So we'll try to tomorrow. Again, make the best of a hard situation here. At the end of the day, whether it's live or not live, all the birds will be judged. So comes to worse and she still doesn't have power tomorrow, she's out of power a little bit. I don't know how bad the storms are down there. We can have her judge things on her own, on her phone, and then come on at some point afterwards just to explain the placings. So we'll see where things get. For right now, we're gonna plan for tomorrow 11:30 if she gets her power back. Thanks everyone for being patient. I know there's been a lot of time changes, a lot of things jumping around. The judging committee is already talking into next year, and what we're going to do to make sure that we've got all of our dates ready to go before the show even starts. So, we've got our quail show start at 10 o'clock. Try and our all go well at 11:30. So, thanks for being here, and I will see you tomorrow.